Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into a really interesting YouTube video transcript. It's called Mensagem de Nosso Senhor Jesus Cristo ergam vossas cabeças. Plus, Meditação Sementes das Estrelas.
Quite a title.
It is. And our mission really is to unpack its, pretty radical ideas about divine love, about how we connect with each other, and even our own self-worth.
Yeah, there are some insights here that could genuinely shift how you think about things like helping people, faith, even how valuable you feel.
Definitely. It's quite thought-provoking stuff. It challenges some, very common ideas we have about empathy and responsibility, humility.
Absolutely.
So let's get right into it. What really grabs you first and what we want to explore is this unique take on what the source actually calls the deepest pain of Jesus Christ himself. And what's kind of amazing is how this divine insight, as it's presented, mirrors a struggle we all face, right? Trying to help people we care about who just refuse the help.
It's instantly relatable, that feeling of powerlessness.
Yeah. Okay, so let's unpack that first piece. The source says Jesus' greatest pain wasn't, the crucifixion or the physical suffering we often focus on.
Right.
It was seeing other people suffer and being totally unable to help them. Why? Because they just didn't want his help.
Just stop and think about that for a second. The sheer frustration in that.
And the source makes a point here, doesn't it? About his purpose.
It does, yeah. It says very clearly that he came to be the way, the truth, and the life. Basically, an example for how to live.
Not to start a religion.
Exactly. The source actually says religion was created by man, not by him. The focus is all on the lived experience, the practical application of his message.
So you have this paradox then. He's the personification of love, right? But the source talks about moments where he felt impotent. Even instances where he was expelled from places because people rejected him or his message.
Turned away. The embodiment of love, literally shown the door. It's a powerful image.
And this experience, this divine frustration, is presented as directly comparable to our own human struggle.
Yeah, our inability to change loved ones who just won't accept help. And there's a strong warning in the source about this. It talks about prepotency.
Prepotency, like arrogance.
Exactly. The arrogance of thinking you can change someone else against their will. It says flat out, you won't change the creature if it's not her choice.
Wow. That's blunt.
It is. And it gets even more serious.
How so?
The source warns that if someone truly doesn't accept help or shows zero sign of wanting it and you keep pushing, you can actually pull their karma onto you.
Pull their karma onto you, meaning
you start experiencing the negative consequences of their resistance, their choices. It says it will end badly.
That's quite a stark warning against overstepping. A direct, painful consequence for you.
Definitely. So the natural question is, okay, if you can't force change, what do you do?
Right. What's the alternative?
And this is where the guidance shifts, completely inward. The message becomes, go take care of yourself. Focus on your own cross, your processes.
Because you can't know their whole story, their transcendental history, as the source puts it.
Exactly. So avoid judgment. Focus on your own, moral and spiritual growth. You're perfecting.
Which leads us to, what can you actually do for others then, if you can't force it?
And that's the pivot. The source puts a huge emphasis on the power of prayer.
Okay, prayer. But how's it framed here?
Well, it says Jesus prayed and still prays for us. It's about vibrating love, sending it out so the message sinks in on a deeper level, like an experience level, not just intellectual understanding.
So it's an active sending of energy, of love.
Precisely. And the meditation part of the transcript gets really specific about what this prayer looks like. It's not just vague sending good vibes.
Okay, like what?
Things like asking for spirits to be illuminated, blessing those around us, teaching respect for others' freedom, which ties right back to not forcing change.
Right. Respecting their path.
Yeah, and learning to live without hurting the path of the other. It's very mindful.
And it also talks about forgiveness, doesn't it?
It does. Seeking forgiveness for ourselves by forgiving others who've hurt us. Recognizing that we are all in one boat.
That shared humanity piece.
Exactly. And asking for strength for our souls, wisdom for the journey back home, inspiration from Jesus's message to always keep rising after you fall. It's very empowering prayer.
And does it extend beyond just the personal?
Oh, absolutely. There's a call for a universal emanation of love, specifically mentioning bringing peace to conflict zones, like the Middle East.
Wow.
And to illuminate all those who still don't recognize the message. This Christic power is defined as love, humility, tolerance, diplomacy, fraternity.
So becoming disciples of love and fraternity. projecting those qualities out into the world.
That's the call, and there's a really hopeful part here, too.
Oh, yeah.
It says even when you send love and light to people who seem resistant, maybe even enemies or governments or armies, nothing is lost.
Nothing is lost.
Nope. The source assures us that one day the drops of this sent light will make total sense to that being. No act of love is ever wasted, essentially. It will eventually land.
That's actually really comforting, especially when you feel like you're just sending things out into the void sometimes.
Exactly. It encourages persistence and love, even without immediate results.
Okay, but then the message takes another really sharp turn, something quite commanding.
Yes. The erect your heads part.
Yeah. Ergam vossas cabeças
Yeah.
in the original Portuguese. The Divine Master directly tells us to lift our heads. What's that about? It sounds counterintuitive, maybe.
Well, the source explains it goes beyond just, basic respect. It says we often bow our heads because we're taught to humiliate ourselves before something that would be great.
Right, that sort of self-abasement tradition.
But here, the master's desire is different. The speaker in the transcript actually recounts Jesus lifting their head physically and saying, "Look at me."
Look at me.
He wants us to feel worthy to be in his presence, not unworthy.
So it's a direct rebuttal to that feeling small.
Completely. The quotes are powerful. Enough with bowed heads. Enough with feelings of unworthiness. Enough with feeling useless.
Enough with placing me on a pedestal, distancing me from your presence. That's huge. It reframes the whole relationship.
It really does. It's not about groveling. It's about meeting gaze to gaze with dignity.
It gets even more personal, right? Day to day.
Yeah, he desires this really intimate connection to walk with you in your day-to-day, smile with you, sing with you.
Wants an invitation for coffee, lunch, dinner, a party.
Exactly. Not just in the big, solemn moments, but in the ordinary, everyday stuff, bringing the sacred right into your kitchen, your commute, whatever.
So praying with dignity, too.
Yes. Pray looking at the sky with dignity, it says. Expressing pride in what you are becoming and all you have sacrificed.
Pride before the divine. That's a radical concept from many traditions.
It is. And there's also a mention of the Virgin Mary shedding flowers over us. It's this image of blessing and acceptance, not judgment and shrinking away. It's about honor, self-acceptance.
Okay, so this message of worthiness, of meeting the divine eye to eye, of finding it in the everyday. How does the source drive this home? There's a story, isn't there?
There is a very powerful personal anecdote from the speaker, an encounter they interpret as the literal materialization of the master.
Okay, tell us about it.
So the speaker sets the scene. They were having a really rough day, complicated, anguishing, full of doubt about their whole path in life.
We've all been there.
Totally. So they go out to get a healthy pizza, just walking along, head down, probably lost in all that anguish. And they literally bump into someone. A tall, homeless man, described pretty vividly, about 1.85, 1.90 meters, dirty hair, strong smell, the whole picture.
Okay.
An unexpected encounter.
Very.
But here's the key detail. When the speaker looks up, despite the man's appearance, his eyes had a shine.
A shine. Interesting.
And then the man stops, looks right at the speaker who was crying, remember, and asks the simple, direct question. Are you on your way?
Are you on your way? Wow. Given the speaker's internal turmoil.
Exactly. And the speaker, maybe a bit stunned, just replies, yes.
Ain't.
The man smiles and just walks past.
Okay. But there's more, right?
There is. The speaker immediately turns to look back, and the man is gone. Vanished.
Whoa. Just
Gone
gone.
instantly. And the impact on the speaker was profound. A shock, followed by immense joy. They said the pizza they ate afterwards was the best pizza I've ever eaten.
Because the encounter confirmed something deep down.
Unequivocally, it confirmed for them right in that moment of doubt that yes, they were on their way, fulfilling their journey. It connected directly back to that erect your heads message, finding that confirmation and dignity in the most unexpected place.
That's an incredible story. And it really brings together all these threads we've been talking about.
It does. And the speaker then explicitly extends that certainty to the listener, to you.
What do they say?
All of you are on your way, fulfilling your journey. It's this reassurance, linking back to the earlier point. Let others fulfill their journey too. Your brother, your sister.
Right, don't try to force their path.
Just emanate love. Trust that it will germinate, flourish, bear fruit in its own time. It's about trust, releasing that need to control, recognizing everyone's unique path.
So wrapping this up, this deep dive, It really offers a pretty profound shift in perspective, doesn't it?
Absolutely. On how we relate to the divine, how we try to help each other,
It moves away from that heavy feeling, that burden of trying to change other people.
and puts the focus squarely on our own growth, our own transformation, and on this simple yet incredibly powerful act of just emanating love. Prayer as an active force.
Yeah, and it invites us really strongly to ditch that self-imposed unworthiness, to stop making ourselves small.
And embrace a relationship with the divine that isn't distant or abstract, but right here, right now, personal, present in the everyday.
It fundamentally asks us to rethink what real humility looks like, maybe, and where our energy is actually best spent.
That idea that focusing on your own transformation is maybe the most impactful way to serve others. That's a powerful takeaway.
So the final thought for you, listening,
Mm.
what does all this mean for you personally? How can you start to maybe erect your head in your own life, move past those feelings of inadequacy or that ingrained need to humble yourself in ways that actually diminish your spirit?
And maybe how might inviting the sacred into the mundane, your morning coffee, your walk, even right in the middle of a moment of doubt, how might that open you up?
Open you to recognizing that divine presence, perhaps in the most unexpected ways, like in the speaker's story.
Yeah, something to definitely mull over, how that presence might show up for you.